The following presentation will discuss the issue of strategic management and planning, particularly within public libraries. This presentation will discuss strategic planning within the sphere of public libraries and discuss one of the primary issues facing public libraries in Australia, being the reduction of government funding and how this affects information services. This presentation will provide a brief overview of the issue and discuss its significance from a management perspective, determine the major implications for information organisations and why strategic planning is imperative to the future of these organisations. Through posing the question of how does strategic planning assist in reducing the effects of budget cuts to public libraries, this presentation would like to briefly discuss proposed solutions for this issue to ensure the security of public libraries in the future. Strategic planning is the process taken by an organisation to define its strategies for future direction and decision making. It is defined by Bryson as a disciplined effort to produce fundamental decisions and actions that shape and guide what an organisation is, what it does, and why it does it. Moreover, strategic planning is defined by Casey as a managerial tool used for surveying the environment and developing a plan that can be introduced to the organisation as a whole. The issue primarily discussed within this presentation is the risk of cuts to government funding to public libraries, and we'll discuss how strategic planning models can assist in reducing the impact of budget cuts and government funding through forward planning and analysis of the current environment. Strategic planning is a fundamental management tool utilised by all organisations to predict and plan for the future of the organisation. Moreover, as this presentation is focusing specifically on strategic planning to forecast and reduce the impact of government funding cuts within public libraries, it's imperative that information organisations and management professionals focus efforts on assessing potential external influences and impacts to the organisation. Additionally, it is the role of the information manager to determine innovative ways to ensure future security for both the organisation and employees. As public libraries are predominantly funded by local, state and federal governments, it is evident that when government spending reductions need to be made, publicly funded libraries are significantly affected. These libraries can be affected through various means. These include cutting or reducing services, reducing staff, and potentially the closure of library branches. In recent years, external factors such as the global financial crisis and changes in government and spending have helped fuel budget cutting to Australian libraries. This is quite concerning as the reduction of funding to public libraries not only affects service delivery, but also has a potential impact on employment, research capabilities, community services, and community development, to name a few. Furthermore, in the last few years, the industry has seen a significant decline in rural and regional areas of Australia, as these areas rely almost entirely on state funding. So, how does strategic planning assist in reducing the effects of budget cuts to public libraries? Strategic planning assists information professionals in identifying external factors which may potentially impact the organisation. Many libraries have already implemented various innovation strategies to combat these influences so that services can still be delivered. The movement from print to electronic sources means that libraries can provide services in an online delivery format, meaning that even with the traditional bricks and mortar library, clients are gaining access to resources. Other innovative techniques include incorporation and community development programs, predicting consumer needs by knowing what they need before they ask, and being a one-stop shop for the community by having everything available. These are some of the innovative approaches that could be developed through effective strategic planning. To conclude, this presentation has discussed the problem question of how does strategic planning assist in reducing the effects of budget cuts to public libraries, and determined ways in which budget cuts affect the public library sector. As a result, innovative strategies need to be determined to ensure the future of public library services within Australia. The most apparent solution is that of moving public libraries forward into the future and providing online content that is readily available to all users. This will ensure that libraries are going to remain relevant into the future, thus being future-proof, and that government spending on library infrastructure continues.